Hey, beautiful souls. Can I just say something really quick? Fear will have you playing small and calling it safety. But deep down, you know you were never meant to shrink. And maybe like me, you've been shrinking for so long, you forgot that expansion feels like. Not anymore, ladies. Welcome back to Embodied Living, the space where we get real, raw, and radiant as fuck. Over the next 6 weeks, I'll be diving into the 6 core themes we explore inside the embodied living journey. And today we're starting with a big one, fear. And why not? Let's start with the one thing that really holds us back, and we may not even be aware of it, the deep bone level fear that shapes how we show up, hold back, and hide parts of ourselves. And I'm not talking about just the loud, obvious kind, but the quiet, sneaky fear of being seen, of taking up space, of doing life on your terms and maybe being judged, misunderstood, or abandoned because of it. Who feels that? So, I want to share a little bit about my own journey with this because fear ran the show in my life for a long, long time. Not in dramatic breakdowns or obvious meltdowns, but I'll admit I probably had a few, but in micro moments, tiny hesitations, constantly apologizing, shrinking my light so I wouldn't outshine or offend. How many say sorry way too much? I know I did, and I still probably do. So, one of my biggest fears for years was that I was too much. I was told I was too much. You're too much, Michelle. You're too this, you're too that. Too loud, too expressive, too emotional, too intense. So I tried to tone myself down in every way. I would literally try to control my laugh. I'd hold back my sense of humor, even though it's one of my superpowers. I'd rehearse what I was going to say before saying it, trying to find the version that would land the best, because the least conflict makes me seem polished, right? And let me tell you, it's exhausting trying to be liked by everyone. And even worse, I didn't even like myself that much because I was constantly abandoning me in favor of pleasing them. But the real shift happened when I started to come back into my body, when I let myself laugh loudly again, because life is funny, damn it. When I let myself dance wildly in my kitchen, on the street, wherever the moment moves me. When I stopped filtering my voice and started speaking up, not with defensiveness, but with clarity and love. That's when I felt safe again. That's when I felt me. So here's what I've learned. Fear isn't just a mindset, it's a sensation. It shows up physically, a tight chest when you go to post something vulnerable and you don't know how people are going to respond. You're showing who you are and you're afraid that somebody might not get you. A pit in your belly when you walk into a new space, thinking everybody's staring at you. And what are they thinking of how you're dressed or what you're going to say? That breath you hold right before you speak your truth, because maybe the right people aren't listening. That's not you being broken. That's your nervous system saying this doesn't feel safe yet. Most of us learned fear equals protection. That's how our body takes it. Something happened to us that we don't even know about unconsciously. And our body goes, oh, I remember how she felt the last time. I must protect. Some examples, kids maybe being scolded. Maybe you were too loud and you got scolded. Maybe being emotional got you dismissed. Maybe taking up space got you teased, silenced, ignored. And when we're children, how hard is this when we're trying to make friends? Finding our people. It stays with us. So, what did your body do? It made a deal that you didn't even know about. Stay small, stay safe. And for a while, it worked. But now you're an adult with dreams, wisdom, and this inner fire that wants to be seen. And that old contract is holding you back. And you need to be seen because you are who you are. You're important in this world. This is why confidence isn't just mindset work. It's a whole nervous system reworking. It's embodiment. So let's name some of the ways we keep ourselves small. And maybe some of these will feel familiar. We soften our truth so we don't upset anyone. An example for me is I was married to somebody who had a temper. So I would soften who I was. I would not respond. I didn't want the conflict. I didn't want to be yelled at. I didn't want my children to be yelled at. I didn't want them to hear it. And yet it still happened. We ask for less than we deserve, whether that's love, rest, or respect. Who's a giver versus a taker? I was married to somebody who I think believed he was a giver, but he was a taker. I just gave and gave and gave, and it was never enough. And I believed that I didn't deserve these things over time. We laugh quietly, even when something is hilarious. Perhaps watching a funny movie. I watched Happy Gilmore the other day, and it's so funny. Can you imagine a soft laugh during some of those funny times? We turn down our desires, our weirdness, our pleasure, our edge. We turn down who we are in our bodies as not to have the person that we're with think we're weird, think we're different, think that what we want is too much. We're afraid to talk about our desires. How many of you have been there? How many of you have been in this situation with a parent, friends, a lover? How many of us have turned down who we are in our marriages to keep it copacetic, to keep it safe? How many of us stayed in marriages longer than we should have, completely hiding who we are because of how we were raised? Right? And the world teaches us to do this, right? To be palatable, to be polite, to be good. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do those things, but we should do them with intention. We should do it with who we really are and when it's important, when we feel that safety within us to show who we are, to speak our truth. And here's the thing. You weren't born to be good. You were born to be whole. You were born to be you. And whole women, we're messy, we're radiant, we're expressive, we're wild, we're tender, we're fierce, we're grounded and sacred all at once. We hold it all the emotions, all the embodiment. We hold it all. So let's show it. Let's be in it, right? Let's talk about what to do when fear shows up. Not how to silence it, but how to work with it, to let it soften, to remind your body, hey, it's safe now. It's okay to be me. It's okay to show all the parts of me. So let's try this the next time you might feel some fear. Breathe in to your nose 4 seconds. Hold. And then breathe out for 6. And then say, I'm safe in my body. I can trust myself. And then just keep saying it over and over and over again. Let it anchor in. Let it anchor in your heart chakra. Let it anchor in your throat. Let it anchor in your solar plexus. I am safe in my body. I can trust myself. You don't need to bulldoze through fear. You just need to walk beside it with love. Walk through it with understanding. So here's some soul work for you this week, right? We're going to do a journal prompt. What am I afraid would happen if I fully trusted myself? And I want you to go deep with this. I want you to keep moving in it. What would happen if you don't shrink or edit yourself or second guess, perform, or over explain? I am the queen of over explaining. That is a trauma response. So, what would happen again if you didn't shrink? If you didn't edit who you are, if you didn't second guess every decision you make, if you didn't try to perform for the people around you, and if you didn't over explain? What are you afraid would happen if you actually trusted yourself within this? Take that in. And I want you to keep going with it. Each time, go deeper and deeper in what you're writing. And then I want you to think it might be possible if you let your real self breathe. If you start to feel that fear welling up in you again, go back and do what they call the box breathing, which we did earlier, which is the 4 seconds in, hold for 4, let it go. Keep doing that till the body relaxes, and then go deep again in that journal. What am I afraid would happen if I trusted myself? All right. So you're not here to live behind a filter. You're not here to keep shrinking to make others comfortable. You are here to expand, to feel the fear and still move forward, to honor your sensitivity and your power. I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are a powerful woman remembering who the fuck you are, one breath at a time. It may not feel like it, but you are right where you're supposed to be. And I'm right here beside you every step. As we close out, if you are big on affirmations or you just like them, here's one for you. I can feel fear and still choose my truth. Again, it's I can feel fear and still choose my truth. If this episode cracks something open for you, share it. Share it with a sister, a mom, a girlfriend. Tag me, DM me, send it to a woman you love. Let's spread this ripple of embodiment far and wide. And until next time, stay embodied, stay radiant, stay you. And remember, pleasure is your friend.